pigeon. Coming out of pigeon, you want to make sure that when you're coming out, particularly restorative, you're a little bit more mindful than the other postures. So here's a restorative pigeon, like this, restorative pigeon. Now, if I'm in yin yoga, I might actually come up like this, hold this, open up my hip like this, 90 degrees, stick out my chest, or feel that, inhale in. As I exhale, I'll feel that go all the way down my back. That is pretty tasking. That's more of a yin, a hatha, even vinyasa type style at this point. If we're going to take it back to restorative, I breathe in. As I exhale, this knee comes back medial towards my heart. I'm going to go ahead and relax my forearms down. Now I'm back in the restorative version without the props. Now coming out though, you want to always move on a breath. If you don't, you're subject for Charlie horse. I've gotten at least 100 Charlie horses doing this the wrong way. I finally gave in. I did it the right way. Never had a Charlie horse again since. But I'm telling you from personal experience that you are subject to Charlie horses. I've seen many people get them if you overdo this too quickly. So you want to come out very slowly, systematically. Breath in and exhale. I often tell my students to go ahead and do this so that they remind themselves not to rush. One more time, a breath in. Relax in the shoulders. Go ahead and breathe out. And we're just going to remember not to rush this. We're going to do it organically, authentically, the right way. Breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to come back up to my hands. Wrists, shoulders, forearms aligned. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to take this knee. If it's already out, I'm going to rotate it in. Exhale, bring it back to my hands and knees. Breathe in. As I exhale, I'm going to go ahead and start to kick my legs forward, go to my seat, and I'm out of the posture safely. Great work. We're going to move into Savasana, dead man's pose, corpse pose in American lingo. Swavasana, sometimes is some of the writings. You're going to see Swavasana and Savasana, same thing, just like dead man's pose, pinnacle pose, or corpse pose. I used to try to skip this, and I remind my students to never skip it, because this is where you allow your body to really take in everything that just happened over the course of that hour, that 15 minutes, that 30 minutes, or that 90 minutes, that 120 minutes. You want them to at least have 2 to 5 minutes to really take in Savasana. And restorative, it's very common for Savasana to be 10 minutes, to be 15 minutes. I always aim for a sweet spot of at least 5 minutes during Savasana. That's really a good place for you to be. So aim for at least 5 minutes is my recommendation as an instructor. Anything more is great. Now you can do this how I did it. I normally do it straight on the mat, but today I gave myself a little bit of a blanket as a pillow. Some people put a bolster under their legs. They might take a full size. What I would do is I'd probably take one of the half bolsters, put it under my legs, and I'm going to take my knees and just open them up slightly. So I'm almost in a butterfly. This is a restorative Savasana. It's a great way to continue to open up the hips, but this is great. And often, the way I got up is not the recommended way to get up. You always want to roll to your side, your left or right, but for the sake of the video, please keep that in mind. What I like to do is I like to take a blanket and I cover them in a blanket. We turn down the lights, we darken it, and then we breathe. Breath in, breath out. Once more, inhale. And when you're ready, go ahead and exhale. I lead them particularly through multiple sets of breathing or multiple types of meditation. I like to do 3, so I'm going to run through each one. The first one would be the breathing meditation. Very simple. We're just going to breathe. We're going to inhale. When you're ready at your own cue, go ahead and exhale. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to breathe in for 2, exhale for 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 1 continual breath. Exhale, 1, 2, 1 continual breath. 3, 4, Same thing. This time we're going to breathe in for 3, exhale 6. First inhale. Restore your energy. Go ahead and exhale. Relax your shoulders, relax your hips. In 3, out 6. You can go with me or go at your own cue. I'm going to go now. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breath in. When you're ready, go ahead and breathe out. Once more, inhale. And exhale. This time we're going to breathe in for 4, exhale for 8. Do it the best of your ability. Go ahead and inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breath in and breath out. Ask them to check in with themselves. Just simply, very subjectively ask if they can check in. See if their energy went a little bit lower from 10.10 to 9.9. Would be great. That would be a start. Breath in, breath out. The great thing about those meditations is it forces the practitioner to breathe, number 1, which is what we want, which is what we deeply want in restorative, deep breaths as we're in the postures. But number 2, it's also a great way to move along time. Staying in these positions for 5 minutes can be really hard for a lot of people. They may feel like they have some form of ADHD, or they may have ADHD. I know I felt like I had a form of it when I was in these postures. It was hard for me to imagine being still for 5 minutes. Breaths like these are a type of, I don't want to say placebo effect, but they're a calming effect to the brain, but they also remind you to focus on one singular thing. It's a type of meditation. When you're doing that, time can really fly. So you can squeeze out a couple good minutes just by doing one of these each position. And then that will help time go. The other 2 minutes, you're getting into position. And then the final minute, you're getting ready to get out of position. You're getting ready to figure out how to get out of pigeon safely. So there's good opportunity here to really help time fly by just simply doing these long breaths. Let's talk about the second meditation I like to do. It's considered a lower level meditation. You have your alpha, you have your beta, and then you have your theta, and then you go down to your delta brainwaves. This one is considered a higher brainwave frequency. This one doesn't consider itself to be deep meditation because of mantra based. It's still meditation. I have heard people say they don't consider meditation. That's fine. It can be subjective. But in what I've studied, this has been confirmed, at least by my sources, to be a state of meditation. And if you would like me to actually give you some sources behind that, I can. That said, I allow everyone to have their own interpretation personally if mantra is really meditation. So with this one, I asked the practitioners and my students to think of 3 to 5 words they connect with. It could be anything. It could be the Lord is my shepherd. It can be I'm a loving husband and father. It could be I love ice cream. Anything that you choose 3 to 5 words to focus on. Take an inhale and exhale. And I just recommend that you choose words that you really identify with, because when you repeat words like this, your brain can really start to perceive it. So if it's something like, I love my kids, I'm patient, I'm strong, those are great things. But if it's something negative, I would highly recommend against that personally. But you're free to think whatever and do whatever. Again, I always tell the students, you can even think, I want to kill David, but I say, please don't. I will. But you have the freedom to think and do whatever you want to do. This is your practice. This is your meditation. This is your session. Whatever it is, it's got to be a safe space. And for it to be a safe space, I have to let go of the rules. So there's really no true rules here. Okay. Once you have those 3 to 5 words, take a breath in. Exhale. We're going to go ahead and lead into it. Breathe in. Go ahead and repeat those 3 to 5 words to yourself. Exhale. Inhale in again. Repeat those 3 to 5 words and exhale. We're going to do this a few more times. You can do this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can do it the whole time. You can do a whole meditation hour class like this. I'm just going to do it one more time. Breathe in. Repeat those 3 to 5 words to yourself, your mantra, whatever you've chosen. When you're ready, exhale. Normal breath in and breath out. Great work, great work. Moving forward, this next one's going to be an opportunity to do a sensory scan. I'm going to remove the blanket just so you can have a visual, but feels great with the blanket over. So the first thing you're going to do with the sensory scan, you're going to take a breath in, breath out. You always ask if someone can start at their toes. They can wiggle their toes if they like. I'm going to wiggle my right toe. Breathe in. As you exhale, just acknowledge your feet. Know that they exist. Feel them in your brain. See them. Breath in. We're moving up the legs. We're at the calf. We're at the knee. Go ahead and exhale. And I hope you're doing this with me at home. So please do this best you can. Even if you're in your seat, in your car, focus on your body. Breath in. You're up at your thighs. We're going to go ahead and exhale. Your hips. Just acknowledge the existence of your hips. Breath in. We're up at the abdomen. This is where your third chakra is, Manipura. Go ahead and exhale. Up to Anahata, the fourth chakra, your heart chakra. Breathe in. From the heart, we're going to go up a little higher. We're up at the shoulders. Exhale. Past the shoulders, we acknowledge the existence of our elbows, our forearms, our fingers, our metacarpals. Breathe in. When you're ready, breathe out. Breathe in again. Up back past the elbows, up to the shoulders. Exhale. Breath in again. Past the shoulders, wrap the neck. Exhale. From the neck, we go to the lips, the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows. Inhale. Acknowledging the forehead. And exhale. The top of the head. That is a sensory scan. We went through it pretty quickly. You can go a little slower if you want. You can do a sensory scan and you can actually spend 30 minutes, a whole hour doing a meditation based off a sensory scan. Longer pauses in between or shorter pauses. It's really up to you. This is where you get to really flex as an instructor and lead this meditation any way that you would like to. Go ahead and take a breath in. As you exhale, you can wiggle your right or left toe. We're going to get ready to rotate to our left or right side. If you rotate to your left, it's going to cool you down. It's going to elevate your right nostril. Excuse me. Yes. Your left is going to elevate your right nostril. Excuse me. It's going to heat you up. If you want to cool down, you're going to rotate to your right. It's going to elevate your left nostril and cool you down. Breath in. Exhale. My body usually tells me to go to the right, so I rotate over to my right. They can stay here for a minute. If they're ready, take a breath in. And as I exhale, they are going to come up. I like to greet them sitting like this in butterfly. And normally we take 3 breaths together before we wrap. Once we're all ready, we inhale, exhale, breath in, relaxing the shoulders, breath out. I ask this final breath, and I ask for you to do this as well. Inhale. As you exhale, forget my voice, drown me out. Go ahead and roll out. One more time, one final breath. We're going to breathe in, drown out my voice, go ahead and exhale. Let this exhale be about you. When you're ready, open your eyes. My thanks. I thank you for being here, for being a participant, for training, for watching. What I recommend is when you are done with your class, I recommend and suggest that maybe you give them some sort of greeting or thank you for participating in the community that this is. This is a community of healing and a community of self-work. So I like to thank them for inspiring me because that keeps me accountable. It's really the best job in the world. So that's my recommendation. What you want to do at the end of your classes is completely fine, up to you. I hope you really enjoy doing some interesting things and take advantage of the opportunities. It's a great role being a yoga instructor, but the most important role I like to think of is, again, we try to stay out of the practice as much as possible, allow them to have their own practice. Any questions or comments, please contact me, reach out to me, text me, call me, email me anytime. We're going to do more of these. We're going to do a lot more of these. This is just a start. So hopefully it can be helpful. When it comes to doing the actual postures with the class, you want to keep in mind that if you do it too often, too much, it can lead to burnout. So you want to always keep in mind, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? How much do I want to do? Focus on that. A lot of times I'll get in position and then I'll rotate over and I try to be an example. A lot of times I like to pop up. I don't do it though. I do it the right way for two reasons. Number one, in my older age, I'm going to have a hard time if I continue to just rush through this. So I want to make sure I inhale. As I exhale, I rotate to the side, I come up, and then I can go around the room and see how everyone's doing and make sure everyone feels like they're doing a practice the right way. So you want to keep that in mind as you're teaching your courses, your classes, that if you're doing the postures with them too much, you could overdo it on yourself. You could burn out, particularly if it's like Ashtanga yoga or Bikram, hot yoga. You don't necessarily need to do 8 hours of hot yoga with the class a day. That would be a little too much on your body. So we're going to move on to the next style. We're also doing another restorative session video. We're doing it at the park. We're talking more about the meditation. We're talking more about different poses. We're also going to detail about some of the books that we have here. A few of them that I really like. When it comes to restorative, there's a lot of great pictures and images in here. For the images, I have this one that really a big fan of. This one's really good. For a little bit more knowledge, I have this Relax and Renew. This one is one of my favorite ones that I originally really wanted to get my hands on because it had some really good information about how restorative affects the body and the mind. We have this one right here, which is, this one's a little bit more tasking. It gives a good glimpse into restorative if you're more of an recovering from a grueling day. Maybe you participate in a sport, or if you're a gymnast or you're a dancer, you're a football player, or you're someone that's relatively active. This is a good book that talks about different types of positions you can do that are restorative, but still a little bit more tasking. And then this book here, this is my favorite restorative when it comes to the sequences that you can have. I like to make my own sequences. We call that, in the CrossFit community, they call it a programmer. So I've been well known as someone that builds sequences, even for other teachers, or give them guides and build them sequences on how they can do their yoga. But this book has a lot of great sequences on restorative yoga in the back of the book. So if you have questions on any of that, let me know. There's no shame in using some of those sequences to teach your classes too. It can be a good crutch until you kind of form your own philosophy and your own set of poses, when and where and how you want to implement them. So feel free to always look online and use a book if you want a little extra help, because there's no shame in it. A lot of people need someone to program them, and definitely beginning, we all need some help. So keep in mind, I have those resources if you want to get your hands on them. I can easily scan them, fax them, scan them, PDF, send them by email or text message, or we can just straight up, give you a chance to look through the books the next time we meet up. So those are options. Enjoy your day and contact me soon for any questions or comments. I'll reach out as well.